waiting. Okay, just coming. Just check this. See what they are. Perfect. Fine. Awesome. Hi everyone. My name's Collette Mitrega. Welcome to Colette's Thermo Kitchen. Christmas is over. I'm sure you had a wonderful time with your family and friends, as did we. We had a very small Christmas this year, but we still have leftovers. And one of the things I need to finish off today is my ham, or sorry, not my ham, my turkey. So I haven't got too much. I've got about 200, just over 200 grams. Ideally 500 grams would be great, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Use up whatever you actually have. And what I'm going to make is a really quick and super easy curry. And it's a great one to have in your repertoire because, you know, you might be really pushed for time and you grab a pre-cooked chicken. This is something you can make that's a lovely tasty meal with a little bit of spice rather than just have that chicken you know, just as a salad or something. So let's get going. So as with any good curry, we're going to start off with our basics. I've got a small onion here, actually kind of a medium onion here. That's going in, so I've just chopped that in half. I've got a green chili, optional, you can leave this out if you want to. And I've got 4 cloves of garlic. It is a curry after all, and garlic is good for us. And I've also got this left over from my coriander stems. This is part of the root. That's going to be magic, so that's going to go in. That doesn't get thrown out. And then what I'm going to do is add into that a nice big heaped teaspoon of ghee. So if you haven't made ghee in your Thermomix, get on and make it. It's so much cheaper. And it just gives such a wonderful flavour to your cooking. And now if you don't have ghee, what I would recommend you do is you use half butter and half oil, because you want that beautiful creamy, buttery, nutty kind of flavour that either ghee or butter is going to give you. So they've gone in, so I'm just going to chop those 3 seconds, speed 5. Excellent. How we always start off any curry. This is mainly it. So just having a nice look. That's chopped down quite nicely for me. So I'm just going to scrape that down. I always kind of scrape down this way. It's nice and easy to do that. All right, fantastic. So now what I want to do is I'm going to add in some spices. Now, this is a quick curry. Now, if you had some tandoori paste in the freezer, you could use that, maybe about 100 grams of that rather than the spices. But we always tend to have these spices in the cupboard. So I've got a couple of tablespoons, and I'll put the recipe up for you with a guide to what you can use. A couple of tablespoons of your favorite curry powder. That one was the everyday curry powder mix that's on Cookie Doo. That's a lovely one. Just for everyday general, and that's one of my staples. I have another few that I use. One of my favorites is the Verduven one, which is amazing. That's already up as a recipe card. So just to recap, we got in there the onion, the garlic, I didn't put ginger in, but never mind, I'll forget that. Normally I'd put ginger in. And some chili, 2 tablespoons of the curry powder, and then I've got a teaspoon of garam masala. That's optional, but I do like the addition of that. I have got my favorite Indian spice, which is cumin. You could use coriander quite happily, and a bit of cinnamon's going in. We're not too much on cinnamon, a little bit. And I've also got some of my stock paste. I'm going to pop that in there as well, and then I'm going to also pop into there about a heaped tablespoon of tomato paste. I want that to cook out with those aromats. Excellent. So, put these over here. Lid on. And we're now going to saute those. And we're going to go for 4 minutes. And I'm going to go at 100 degrees. Now, because I'm going at 100 degrees, I need to take this off and put my basket on top. So I'm just going to grab my basket. Here we go. Sorry. And I want to do that at speed 2 on reverse. Actually, it doesn't matter if it's not on reverse. So 4 minutes, 100 degrees on speed 2. So that's going to add flavour and just really cook out that tomato, which is going to be lovely. Other items that I've got here, you can see I've got stock. So this is the chicken stock. Now, you can buy chicken stock, you know, Campbell's chicken stock is what I used to always buy and love, but I can honestly say my chicken wing stock leaves, it's just fantastic. Andrew, you just love drinking that, don't you?
It's a soup.
I use it as a broth, and I always have it in my freezer. It's a staple, and I've taken this one out as well. I just freeze them in 1 cup portions, and that's how they go. And I freeze them nice and flat, and they're always stacked up, and I just grab them when I want to. And it's literally used from some veggies and some bits and pieces, but there is a recipe card on my page. But that's going to add a ton of flavour into my curry. I've also got some frozen peas, because we love peas in our curry, don't we, Andrew?
Yes, we do, Collette.
And I've got some spinach and some coconut milk and a little bit of that to garnish. So it's not going to take very long at all.
So Diane asked the same question I asked, but you refused to answer. Diane said, is it hot or mild?
Oh, you decide exactly how you want to make it. So today I've used a medium, the everyday curry spice mix on Cookie Doo is a medium spice hit, but I added in a green chilli. Tell me in the chat, which chili is hotter, a red chili or a green chili? Which one is hotter? Be interesting to see. So you can pull back on the curry spices, etc. So you can actually do whatever you want to there. Andrew would probably have me throw another few chilies in here.
Yep.
But I can actually...
Does the curry powder add to the spice?
Yeah, it does. I can actually check that in a minute, and I might add a little bit of extra Kashmiri chili powder, which we love, into here as well. So this is a recipe. You can pull back on the spices, you can add more in. If you don't have spinach but you've got a tin of chickpeas, you could throw those in. You know, it's a really flexible one. And when you start to understand the magnificence of the Thermomix, and that you can just use your leftovers to make wonderfully tasty dinners.
Oh, smell that. You smell that coming out now.
All those aromats are coming out. You know, it's a basic. So by now, if you've been following me for a while, you know how to chop onions. You know that I always love to add the oil in with the onions while I'm chopping so they're all coated. Sauteing, you know how to do that. So it's exactly the same as you would do on the stove, but everything's been done in the Thermomix for us. Really good.
So we've got 50-50 here. Red, 50% said red, 50% said green.
Well, I better check.
So we've got 3 votes on each side.
What do you think, Andrew?
I've got no idea.
Hey Google, which chili is hotter, red or green?
Green. On the website deliaonline.com, they say the other point to remember is that green is usually marginally hotter than red. There is a safety net though. If you find you're using fresh chilies and they haven't given you quite enough heat, all you do is add a few drops of Tabasco to put out the fire.
Stop. Oh, that was good. Did you hear that, Tiff? I've never heard that.
So green was just slightly hotter.
Green is slightly hotter, which is what I thought. But if you want to fire up a bit, add a few drops of Tabasco. That's interesting. Didn't know that. All right, so this is nearly done. Those beautiful aromats, that smells coming through.
That smells good, doesn't it?
And it's always good when you're making, if you make that everyday curry powder, don't double or quadruple it, which you can. You want to just stick to the recipe. You're better off making more rather than one big batch because you get better flavour. All right, so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
So those of you who've got the Smellorama app, I tell you, this is just, it is so strong and pungent.
So in essence, what I've actually got here now is a curry paste, all right, from all those beautiful spices that I added. Lovely job. All right, now the next thing that I'm actually going to do is to add into here my chicken stock. There's about 250 of chicken stock, and I'm going to add in a tin of coconut milk. I might pull back a little bit on mine because I've only got like half the amount of chicken. But that's okay. So I'm going to put in about.
So how many would this feed?
Well, this one here will probably do maybe 3. But you can. The recipe card I'll put up there will be a generous 4 for sure. All right. So just give throw me a little helping hand just to mix that through. Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. Right, now at this stage, you remember I always say this to you guys. What do we always do, Andrew?
Have you put the rice on? Taste. No, seriously, have you put your rice on?
I have.
A good girl.
So, a big spoon here, but never mind.
Yes, Diane, you're quite correct. Coconut milk does dilute the heat or the spiciness, but adds a bit of creaminess, doesn't it?
I need to put more chilli in that, Andrew.
Well, there's some red chilies there. Is that red chilies?
Yeah, but we'll do that to decorate, but we need a bit more chili powder. So I'm just going to... Oh, that's really a good one. The other great thing about making your own chicken stock is that, that's good, is don't add salt. Add salt when you cook, because if I'm making a beautiful jus or something and I'm using that chicken stock, the flavours concentrate as it reduces. So this is going to go back on and I'm going to heat that for 4 minutes. That will be fine. So just bringing all those flavours together.
Have you ever done your gravy on, as a live?
Not my special jus. No.
Oh, the gravy is... It is something very special.
And 100 degrees.
I used to always have to... my plate was like a soup plate with all that gravy, but with this, with Colette's jus gravy, what do you call it, jus? Gravy? You don't need it. It's a powerful
I keep telling Andrew,
addition.
It's quality over quantity.
I know.
All right, so that's now going to warm through the coconut milk, the stock, all those spices, and that little bit of extra heat that we've got from the chili. Now, while that's happening, I just want to talk to you about this, and I've got no idea on timing because I've totally lost timing and I forgot to ask Google, but I won't do it just yet. So the very first thing I did for dinner tonight was to get my rice on the go. And what I did, I wanted to not have a plain white rice, I wanted it flavoured with some Indian aromats. So what I did, exactly the same as we started here, into the bowl, I added some onions, some garlic and a little bit of ginger, and a nice big heaped tablespoon of black poppy seed, which I love, a few cardamom pods, a bit of cinnamon, and then some ghee, and I sauteed those for 4 minutes. Then what I did is I weighed out about 250 grams of rice, which I had washed, and then I added that into the Thermomix, and I added in on top of that about 480 grams of boiling water. And then I cooked that in the Thermomix for 5 minutes. And then basically, because I know I've got a couple of Thermomixes, but most people don't, what you can then do is tip all of that concoction into the Thermoserver. Now you want to make sure your Thermoserver has been preheated, so boiling water in there for about, as soon as you start cooking, boiling water goes in there to start warming it up. And then the water that we added in here is also boiling. So that all gets tipped into the Thermoserver, and I like to leave it for about half an hour. I like to have a weight on the lid.
What is that? It's like a branding iron.
Oh, it's just, for browning things on your fry pan, etc. So a nice weight on there, and you must not open that for about half an hour. And I totally mistimed everything, so we'll see how it goes.
That's the dinner you had there. That would be good for for cooking beef patties on the barbecue.
That's right. That would be wonderful. So it's a lovely, if you want dinner, like in this dinner's half an hour, it's on the table, you've got beautiful rice and you've got a lovely curry. And it's great because you're kind of using leftovers, which is good. So nearly finished there. Any more questions there?
Well, we got a hello from Athens.
Oh my gosh, have we had anyone from Greece before? Hello.
Don't think so.
We've been to Athens, Andrew, haven't we?
A couple of times.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Very busy. I think you bought a beautiful gold neck chain there once, didn't you?
I did, yeah, we did. We did a cruise down the Corinth Canal and...
Up to Turkey and Istanbul.
Yeah, up the Bosphorus.
That was on the Orient Express cruise line, wasn't it? That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Looking forward to holidaying soon. Okay, so this is nearly going. We were talking about rissoles the other day, and I will share with you my
rissoles. I love rissoles.
Whenever my boys come over and I ask them what to cook, it's either going to be wings or rissoles. And
buffalo wings, that is.
Yeah, a little tip when you make rissoles, very often you soak the bread in milk. I don't do that. I get the Thermomix to grate down really well the onion, so we've got liquid forming as well as the pulp, and that's what I soak the bread in, so you've got more of that onion flavour, and it's just beautiful in these rissoles. But I will show you that one day. Nearly there.
I've got someone from Cumbria. Just thinking about the Lake District this morning. We had a text message from Roger Shadlock. You remember him from Rawtenstall?
I do.
We lived in Rawtenstall for a while. We made some very good friends, and we would water ski on Lake Windermere quite regularly.
Yeah, we did. We used to go up there. We used to
Actually, just bloody crazy. It was winter. No, there wasn't any ice on there, but it wasn't about wetsuits. We had dry suits.
All right. So now this is all done, and I just want to show you what we've got. So you can see now we've got a beautiful base for a sauce. Now you want to just maybe, if I wasn't doing a live, oh, that's nice. If I wasn't doing a live, what I would probably do is to cook that for another couple of minutes, because just cooking it down intensifies the flavour. It's got a nice backbite to it, and you're going to love that. And at this stage you want to ask yourself, do I want to add a little bit of sugar to balance it? Sometimes, because whenever you add tomato paste, you might need to add the sugar in. This time I'm okay without it. In fact, I probably would put it in, but I haven't got it out, so it doesn't matter. Just a teaspoon. You don't want to go more than a teaspoon, just a little bit to just counterbalance any bitterness that's behind there. All right, so now that we've done that, we can go in with the turkey. And we can go in with, so all that turkey needs is to be warmed up, in with the spinach and my frozen peas. And again, I'm just going to give the Thermomix a little helping hand.
Is there red chilies for the decoration?
Yeah, just to pop on top. Okay, just give it a nice little hand round. Yum.
It's an interesting question. What's the difference between a rissole and a hamburger?
I don't know actually.
Not really hamburgers, they're beef burgers actually, aren't they?
Well, rissoles I tend to add things to, and I also have an amazing beef burger recipe which I add nothing to. I know, it's really cool.
That's true, really beef burgers, just beef.
The last one, it's
seasoned,
good
salt,
beef,
pepper.
lots of good seasoning, yeah.
Whereas
so this one here, I'm just going to warm that through, so I'm just going to go 3 minutes. That's fine, at 100 degrees. And I want that on reverse. And I want to go, maybe speed 2 would be nice.
Are you using the blade cover?
No blade cover in this one because I'm going in reverse, so that's going to look after that for me. Okay, I'm just going to move all this rubbish over here out of the way.
Taking the ghee away.
Take the ghee away.
There's 2 ingredients I love, or just 2 things I love. Ghee and salsa. Salsa. Gotta say salsa and ghee.
You are a warrior. Okay, I'm just going to get another big spoon out. So, I haven't timed my rice, so I'm a little bit worried going live and not timing it. That's very silly of me, but I'm going to leave it to the last minute. But it's a lovely way, and it always works out lovely. Now, it's not quite as soft and fluffy as you would normally have it, but it's still really lovely. And because I've added all those extra aromats, it's going to be just a little bit extra something in that. Okay. So the other thing that we've got, which I can tell you about, which I was going to do afterwards, we've got 2 minutes. Ham is the other big thing we have that's left over. So I've got a couple of containers of ham, and what I was going to be doing is, you can freeze ham, and ham freezes beautifully for, I think after 3 months it starts to deteriorate in quality, but you can go longer. So all I'm going to be doing is to pop some of this beautiful ham in here, and this will then go to do those beautiful little ham quiches that I love making and are always a staple. But we can have this in sandwiches, in pasta dishes, and it's just not going to go to a waste. So I'm going to keep some of it out, but look at that ham, isn't that just beautiful?
Ham sandwich tonight. Always finish my evening with a ham and English mustard sandwich.
Yep, you do. Alright, so I can put a bit more in there, but that's fine for what I want. So just to show you again, I have to say one of my favourite tools in the mix shop is the vacuum sealer. Just love it. And I don't think I've actually pulled out my big Sunbeam vacuum cleaner for quite some time.
Vacuum cleaner, vacuum sealer.
Vacuum sealer. Alright, so it comes with this little contraption. This just fits over the lid, clicks on, and that's good. My hands are quite greasy from doing that. This is going to help us to zip it up. And then what I like to do is just run my fingers across, but that's sealed up there beautifully. And then all you want to do is take your little vacuum sealer, and then let's get that going. There we go. My hands are quite slippy. It's working through nicely. Perfect. So,
isn't that clever?
Normally I need to write on there just ham and the date, and that will go in the freezer, and I can take that out whenever I need it. So you're not wasting your ham, and we're not wasting our turkey.
Of course, those bags are all reusable.
They are. Make sure you give them a good wash, and I must admit I do anything that's got meat on it, I just put a little M and circle it, so I know that meat has gone into that. Don't know why, just do. All right, let's see how we go. So the windows, all right, can I have a peek first? Oh, okay, that looks good. All right, so there we go. That's our lovely rice with all those lovely aromats in.
Smell that.
So you can see it is lovely and flaky. So Thermoserver rice. So I'm just going to take, I'm not going to do a huge portion. Put that in here.
It looks quite fluffy.
Yeah, it is good. So don't take it out under half an hour. Half an hour is the magic number. And then our lovely curry. Let's have a little taste again. Always tasting. Really yummy. Got a little bit of a kick to it, Andrew. Just be careful.
Kick as in spicy hot or just cooking hot?
Both. I'm just going to get cloth to wipe that. So for a leftover curry, that's taken me from start to finish, the rice and the curry, under half an hour.
Delicious, absolutely right. So nice little, now the heat is just good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty darn good. Okay. There you go. Dinner is served. And that's one of the great things about the Thermomix, is that we can use leftovers to create really quick, very tasty meals in next to no time. And then just decorating that with a little bit more coriander and a little bit of beautiful chili. And there we go. Oh, keep that up. That is our lovely turkey curry. So a little hint here, when you're actually shredding the turkey, don't shred it in the Thermomix, keep it fairly big shreds. Yeah, you'll enjoy that. And I haven't got a fork to try, but I'll try in a minute. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Just yum. I can try this now. I do love curries.
Tiffany says, hey, my mum loves you. She's talking about me or you? Tiffany, send me a picture of your mum.
Andrew, stop, enough. Okay, everybody, that's me for tonight. Gosh, New Year will be here soon. I'll be getting a newsletter out to you all in a couple of days. So, just to wrap up, remember, if you know anyone that's after a Thermomix, we still have that extra bowl blade lid offer on. I
thought it expired.
No, the 12th of January it finishes, so there's still time to get that extra value by getting the bowl blade lid. I think you're saving about $346. And then I'm now taking bookings. Everyone that's registered with me has got an email with dates for Zoom classes, virtual demos, so that you can get one of the host rewards, which will be the cutter. I'm not sure about the actual detail and costs, etc., but we can start making that happening, because that happens from the 12th. So thank you, everybody. Reach out if I can help you in any way whatsoever. My name's Collette Mitrega. Thank you for hopping in with me tonight. Say good night, Andrew.
Good night, Andrew.
Bye for now. Oh, yum. This is looking surprisingly good.
Tiffany says she thinks you're cool. I'm not sure again who she's referring to, but I'll take it.
Oh my goodness, your head has got so big.
I can take any compliments, please.
Oh.
And?
It's very good.
Can I have some with the rice? Bit of chili on, please.
bit sugar. Take the coriander off. You don't like the coriander.
Not overly.
I love coriander.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Say goodbye. You enjoying that?
That really is good.
For leftovers, half an hour, it's pretty damn good. Excellent. See you all later. Bye for now. I'll put the recipe up, so I'll be with you there tomorrow morning.
That red chilli, you knew it was going to happen.
It's pretty hot.
Oh.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh my goodness.